I don't know if it corrected itself, but okay. Hello. I've been wearing this sweater for about 3 days. I don't really know what day I'm on, honestly. Whatever, we're here, we're alive. Managed an hour nap. I'm working off of about 8 hours of sleep in the past 3 days, maybe less, maybe more, who knows. This is what we're working with, and I just printed, I'm so excited, another copy and another size of the Jaden dress. I have a photo shoot this weekend with my friend Shayna and my new friend Caitlin, who's gonna do the hair and makeup for Shayna. And I couldn't help but have this urge to make a dress for the shoot. And I really, really wanted to make the Jaden dress. Really, really excited to make something in my friend's size, because if it works out, then I have something in her size. I can comfortably make more in the future. She's one of my really good friends. She's always been so sweet to me. She's one of the first models I ever met up with when I moved to Oregon. I'm super thankful to know her because she's always been so encouraging to me. And even though we both will get busy in our daily lives and, you know, we don't always like keep up with each other, I feel like I can trust her. I forgot about this camera. I was making reels. This is pretty much where we're at. As the interfacing, I've got the layered fabric. There's a little bit of wrinklage. I tried to iron out, but for some reason it didn't all come out. So this is pretty much what it looks like before. I am just based stitching with my sewing machine this layer to the very beautiful shiny layer. That way that it matches the skirt once we get that going. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm literally so excited. So this is the center front, and we're gonna put right sides together and it's gonna open up like that. I'm actually gonna call it quits in just a bit. I just wanted to kind of finish off this just to see what the seams look like. Something I've kind of realized that the more that I sew is like, people will, you know, they'll make videos and stuff and they'll be like, oh, you gotta do it like this, you gotta do it like that. And I'll have moments where I'm just like, oh, yeah, I don't do it like that. I clearly can't talk and sew at the same time, so I should probably stop talking. Let's open her up. Besides a little wrinkle that hopefully we can get it out, this is what we're looking at. This satin fabric is very flimsy. I just rely on the interfacing to be the shape that I need. If I didn't have the interfacing, it would just be it would be crooked. And I've done that in the past when I was just a little newbie, and it's kind of funny to think back on. So anyway, so the other thing that I'm gonna eventually do is put the boning in here, and then we're gonna flip that open. I'm gonna sew down 2 lines next to it. We have 1 piece down. So yeah, basically I just kind of line it up. The outer layer, it's very, very flexible. It moves, it shifts and everything. So I just kind of pin the corner once I get it lined up properly. We'll just line up the corners and hope for the best. Now my sister's messaging me. A difference in lighting? Do we? Also, why is my braid way back there? Why is my hair parted in the middle? Why can't my hair cooperate? Why is my hair? Do you notice? Oh shoot, I just realized I have to go to the car. So it's a new day. It is December 9th, 8:25 p.m. I'm starting a little bit later because we had to install, if you haven't guessed, a new light. I've been wanting an overhead light for a very long time, it feels. So anyway, today we have laid down here all the pieces in the order that they go. Now we have this going on. I'm really stoked about this one. I just am. Also, I have to go to the car because I went to Joann to pick up the remaining materials that I needed. Well, by that I mean I literally just needed a zipper. Did I do this right? Yeah, I did. Okay. I have pinned this all together, so we're going to sew it. Ooh, I can't ever get it right. Oh shoot. Do I share this or do I just pretend this video never happened? Hey guys, so I am haggard in my old college hoodie. Why do I look funny from this angle? Do I always look that funny? What does that smell? This thing smells weird, so there's that. We are finally getting a lot closer with this bodice. I'm just trying to get the boning to straighten out because I didn't do it ahead of time, so. Got the lining. This material is like really crappy, but I got it because it's cheap and I just figured I'd deal with it. Here she is. I don't know what's going on here. If I take the basting stitch out, if it's just the fabric got a little funky, maybe I can salvage it. Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's like, why is it wrinkly like that? Is it just this? That's just the way it's pulled apparently. I don't know, it's cheap material. I mean, I wouldn't sell this dress with this material. It bothers me that I can't pull that in tighter because of the bust. I also thought about putting some more of the boning structure on that seam line right there so that it just allows it to kind of, you know, have some structure and go out like that. I figured, why not try it? I'm so excited to be doing this pattern or doing this design again because I really love this pattern. I just love that it looks like a pointed heart, I guess, too. I just love that sort of look, so I'm really excited. Hoping this fits my friend because the Jaden dress didn't fit Jaden because it was just a test piece that I made on my dress form. It wasn't altered to her size. And I'm not going to call this the Jaden dress. It just happens to be the same pattern that I have, so we're making progress. I just don't know why that looked so weird and lumpy, and it might have just been the way that the fabric reacted to the heat. Anyway, I'm so excited. Okay, now I just have to do the lining. Put this on the inside. It'll be nice and silky on the skin. That looks really cool too. That I just love this color. It's just so nice. I've never like been huge on green, but this one's looking really nice, so I'm very glad about that. Anyway, move out of my way, girl. This new light is so bright. I just realized I have to open up the, let's test it. I like how I test it on the actual piece, like, you know, just going for it. Wish for the best is what it is. It's not melting it, so that's good news. Weird looking because it's really crappy fabric, but there we go. Now let's attach it and hope for the best. So I still don't know why the camera's gonna be way up there, but it is. So besides a few little threads I gotta cut, I sewed the lining to the bodice. I haven't like ironed it down or anything yet. I ended up putting some structure right here, so it's actually like the boning type of stuff, and I sewed it like on the edge. I don't know if it's gonna like completely stay, so I might do a little tiny stitch like along the same seam line on the bodice. Let's get over here and see what we're looking at. Okay, so because this has a bigger bust, I'm thinking this is perfect because that's what I wanted it to do, is just like, I just want it to kind of, but imagine it like being able to be pulled tighter. And just like, I can't preview on myself, but I'm hoping that it ends up being better doing it this way. I don't know. It's looking like I might not get to the skirt tonight because I believe, yeah, it's already 12. Oh wait, it's tonight Friday. I might actually be able to get started on the skirt. I really want to do the skirt. Yeah, so Friday nights, don't worry too much about staying up late because I already stay up late on my phone anyway just because I can't fall asleep fast enough. My husband gets the baby in the morning, so I don't like stress it, which ironically helps me fall asleep better. I love how that works. Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna iron it down now. Oh my gosh, the struggle of like basically having like a whole filming setup. Oh my gosh, this hoodie is so just like tight around this part, but then this is just so loose, so then it just slides its way up. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking like, I should say. You know, it's not like the heftiest, but I think that it was great for my friend because I used similar fabric. I don't know why I put it up to me. I just feel like it needs a little bit of shape to it, but definitely it is a much flatter bust than me's. Can't really test it out. But anyway, so we're gonna sew that and then I will update you on the next video shot. We're making some good progress. I usually just let it sit on the dress form. Okay, so I went to Joann and I got the zipper. So I got these because they were on sale. As far as I know, it was a really good sale too. So it's $14.99 originally. I would never pay $14.99 for flowers, but these looked perfect for a headpiece. Honestly, I even think they would be like, look at that. That is just perfect. Even if we don't use it as a headpiece, these just look like they'd be great for the photo shoots. Originally $14.99, I paid $4.50, so $4.50. I honestly should have grabbed more, but I was trying to be frugal. Also, there's only one of this particular one left too, I believe. Battery's dying. Okay, so here's the zipper. Like, did I get the right color? Oh my gosh, please battery. It'll tell me it's dying right before it dies. Like, and they're kind of expensive to like get another one. It'd be like 50 bucks. I'm not sure when I'll get a second battery, but anyway, wow, that's long. Let's see. Oh, that is nearly perfect. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I went and got it because I can finish now. Oh, before we go, I did stop by Goodwill really quick and I saw this bed sheet and I just thought this was so cute, and then I saw this other bed sheet and I thought this was also really cute for like a spring dress. I'm so excited for spring. Oh my gosh, spring fashion. Like, I don't know. Anyways, why am I doing this? Okay, bye. That song that you just heard, hopefully briefly, it's called Nevermore by Denise Stalmack or Stalmack. So it's like a suggested song that you can use freely on I think TikTok or Instagram, one of those. I thought it was just beautiful, so I looked it up on Spotify. As soon as I play it, I'm immediately jerked from reality basically and put into my head in a scenario. And what it made me think of, and this is kind of like random, also it's a new day, it's December 10th, it's Saturday, my photo shoot's tomorrow, and I have, like, you know, when I was trying to figure out if the pattern fits, which it doesn't, but we're gonna rig it, we're gonna figure it out. But anyway, this song just, like, I don't know how to explain it, it just pulls me away from reality and immediately puts me in like my past. But it's like me looking at my past, if that makes sense. And it's, you know, having these moments where, you know, you realize how much time has passed since certain times in your life, you know. And for me, there was a time in my life that I didn't feel any of these, like, oh no, I'm getting old, oh no, I'm gaining weight, oh no, you know, it was none of that. It was before any of that happened, and I was 18, 19, 20, 21. I would just go out and take my camera and I would photograph these ideas, these self-portrait ideas that I would have. I remember thinking, like, I really want to get big dresses and pretty dresses, and I want to go to like really cool places and photograph myself, but I was so shy and a little scared, you know. But I felt just young and ready to conquer the world. So then I went to England and I tried to do some self-portraits there, and I had my friends actually help me. I was just trying to create art with fashion for so long. And then I went to college for filmmaking because I was like so tired of living in my hometown. I just wasn't happy there. It felt like it just had like nothing for me, you know? And what kept me there until about 22 was like feelings I had for a friend of mine. I feel like, you know, when you really love someone or you really like them, you're less likely to leave where they're at. You're more likely to stay and hope something will happen. So I didn't really like try to leave or do anything about it until I lost feelings for him. And that's the first time that I was able to think beyond him and think clearly. All this time passed and the person who would go and take self-portraits and dress up started to slowly fade away. When I would randomly realize that, I would try to run back, you know, and I would go get my camera and get, you know, some sort of dress or something that I could find, put it on, and I would model and take pictures and express my feelings in my life through these pictures. And that's just how I expressed myself, how I made it through tough times, you know, and that and music, singing, piano. After college and after I graduated, I had gained a decent amount of weight to say that I was definitely not fitting in anything before I went to college, and it wasn't too bad. I was actually within like technically a healthy range, or according to what they consider healthy, but like I was gaining weight, but only gaining it in fat because I was like definitely not working on my muscles like at all. I was pretty lazy, so it was a very slow process to weight gain, and I also had a lot of hormonal imbalances, and I was on birth control, making it worse. It was a disaster throughout college. And long story short, I had a moment towards the end of college that I really missed my self-portraits. So I remember I got a dress on that I had found while thrifting, and I put it on, and I came up with some random idea in my kitchen at my apartment while my roommates were gone, and the lighting was really horrible, but I had an idea and I went with it. I remember taking that picture, but like I had all this side and back fat that I just was like, wow, I've gained some weight that like I've never felt this before. So I mean, imagine being thin most or like pretty much your whole life up until then, and realizing that you had gained weight and clothes don't fit the same. So that was like kind of my first moment to realize that my body was changing. And after, you know, that time frame, I started to not want to take pictures of myself as often because I was like, okay, I really gotta work on that. I gotta work on that, you know. I think for me, it's like I noticed I was changing, and I like was in denial for so long. I never really faced it. I just kind of pushed it back, and I would just like eat and have soda and whatever. I just ate whenever. I was addicted to sugar, and it made me happy, and I was going through a lot of emotions, like a lot, and a lot of rejection. Not like from a lot of people, but like I've been through rejection from one person for years, and then I jumped to another person like 6 months later and then got rejected. So it was really complicated and really hard for me because I had all these feelings and I was like eating. And so when I talk about weight gain and body changes, I'm actually talking about not caring about my health. A lot of people might think, oh, it's just, you know, don't worry about what other people think. And I'm like, no part of my story did I ever say people are gonna think that I'm fat, or no, people are gonna notice me, or no. None of, like, I never say it, yet people assume that. And I feel like I always want to make this disclaimer that's just like, I am not talking about what other people think, because I literally don't care. That's the problem, is I care about how I think, and I only care about how I think, and that's why it bothers me, because I don't like how I feel. So frustrating for me when you want to tell people how you feel, you want to tell your story, but that they just cannot help but go straight to the fact that it's about what other people think. And I'm just like, no, I just know how it feels when I'm comfortable in my body and when I'm not. As simple as that. Some people are used to being a certain weight or a certain look. That's all they know, and maybe they just wish they looked differently, such as my teeth. I've never had straight adult teeth. I've never had it. I have no idea what it's like. I've always wished that I could have it. That is definitely based on I've never had it, and now I wish to have it because I see other people have it and I'm jealous of them. They have straight teeth. But also, technically having crooked teeth makes it really easy to get tooth decay, and I've had so many tooth decay in my life, and it's very frustrating, and I still have it going on, and half the time I can never afford it. So either way, it's not even a good thing to have. So even just wishing I had straight teeth, yes, a big part of that is because I want to look like everyone else who has straight teeth, but the other part is too, I hate having so many issues. So either way, like, there's always something else, and I feel like that something else for some reason gets ignored, and then the part of what other people think about you is the only thing that's like put out there. In reality, it's like, for me, wanting to work on my body health is me saying, I know what it's like to feel good in my skin, to feel comfortable, and to have energy, and I know what it's like to not. Same with teeth though. I don't know what it's like to have straight teeth, but I know that it's causing issues and it is worth fixing. Being a cosmetic thing, I mean, that's only half of, I feel like my hair looks kind of greasy, but yeah, I just washed it. Okay, so I've talked way too much. Basically what I'm saying is this song shot me back to the past, and I just had like this present me looking at past me and remembering all of the areas I would do photo shoots, all of the feelings I went through, the friends I had. It's just crazy how music can do that for some people, especially for me who grew up. Piano does it to me really easily. I love piano music because it's like, I don't know, it understands me, and piano's always been like my thing, you know, since I was a kid. I was obsessed with the piano, and I taught myself how to play. I started making music with my piano, and so I hear this song and I'm maybe I can make lyrics to the song and sing along to it, but I don't know. That's all I really wanted to say is I need to get back to my dress, but I'm shot into this like imaginary world, and I'm remembering all these feelings and thoughts, and like that same Stephanie that I said I felt was fading, like she feels like she's completely in the past now, like, and I have these moments where I'm like, where is she, you know? And it's so weird, and it's hard to explain to people what I'm actually trying to say, you know. It's hard to explain this. Like, there was a side of me that meant so much to me, it was my life, and I paused that to go pursue other things to get back to that, and I feel like it started to get further and further, and I would like reach out and try to grab this past Stephanie, and for a while I would be able to grab her for a moment, and then she'd fade away, and then I'd grab her, and then eventually got to a point where I feel like I wanted to go grab her, and I was like, who the heck is this chick? I know that it's like, it kind of sounds funny, but like for real, when 2 years ago we moved into our new house, it's been sold, but when we bought that house, I remember I wanted to go take self-portraits, and I was just like kind of bummed about my body because I couldn't fit into any of these things that I used to, like, you know, stuff that I used to photograph. And I remember forcing myself into a dress, and it didn't fit me properly, and it was just like really tight, but it was like the fat in my midriff area was able to shift in a way that I could barely squeeze into this dress. And I remember telling myself, I'm going to change my body, and I'm going to photograph myself now, and then I'm going to work on my body, and then I'm going to come back and photograph myself later. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do it once a month. I'm going to take a picture, a self-portrait once a month, and I'm going to see my body change. And I didn't end up doing that idea. However, I did end up getting on a health kick, and I started to change my lifestyle, the way I eat, how often I eat. I increased the water amount. I also started doing yoga, and then I started doing weights. Man, I was feeling so good about myself. I was still far from my old body, not that far though, you know, like I felt like I was halfway there though. And you know, I wasn't exactly where I started. I was still probably like 20 pounds above that weight that I was used to in the past, but I was like 20 to 30 pounds down from where I was. And oh my gosh, I was feeling so much better. I would take pictures and I would feel confident in my pictures, and I would look at those pictures and I'm like, you know, I'm not quite, like, I can see that I'm still, you know, I still have like extra weight on me, but it doesn't look bad to me anymore. Like, it actually looked like someone who's taking care of themselves. Like, it's like a healthy look to it, and I didn't mind continuing my goal. I just ended up getting pregnant. I had to stop pursuing the weight loss part while I was pregnant. I just remember, like, it was that photo shoot that I had that triggered everything in me that made me realize I don't want to feel like a stranger to myself anymore. You know, I want to like myself. I've always dealt with acne. I've gotten used to all these things. You know, I can be on video. I can say, oh yeah, look, I look haggard. If people post mean stuff, I delete it, pretend it never happened. Like, I'll still keep posting. It doesn't stop me. Okay, you didn't have to be mean. But it's not gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna go do anything about it. I'm just like, I delete it and then I move on. You know, I see myself in video or I see myself in photos, and it's those moments where I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot that I look like that. You know, like sometimes I remember who I was publicly when I was in photos a lot. I remembered her for so long, you know, one day I'm just like, wait, where did she go? And so that's where I'm at today. Is I feel like she's like gone. Time just flies by. Next thing you know, you're 28, then you're 29. Now I'm 32. I thought I just turned 30. I don't even know. I feel like after 25, time flies. This is saying I've been recording for almost 17 minutes. What does that say? That's what this song does to me. We got to get back to this dress. So intermission is over. Let's start making a dress. Let's get to work on this skirt. All the pieces are cut. Now we're gonna sew them together. For this skirt, I'm actually just going to do a gathered skirt. The reasoning behind that is because the panels to the curtains that I'm using for it aren't wide enough to have cut, you know, the exact same pattern of the lining skirt. So I'm not 100% right now, okay, but I think that best bet, since I'm not buying like fabric the way it comes, which usually you can find fabric that's wide enough in order to use these patterns for a skirt. I have to make it up and just do a rectangle, if you will, as many as I can get, and then I'm going to gather that. I'm nervous to mess up because I know I can get it good enough for the photo shoot, but it's like my chance to make a really nice emerald green dress. And you know, I have to remind myself, worst comes to worst, I just bring the skirt in so that it's less full. Like maybe it just has too big of a bottom diameter. That's okay. We will bring it in. Did I use the right word? Diameter? I'm thinking circumference, but look, it's been a long week. It's Saturday. I don't know. I'm working on a Saturday. At first my husband was like asking if I want to watch a show, and I was like, dude, I have to finish this dress. I'm not gonna watch. He's like, okay. Because he has this game he's playing, so he was actually like really happy to just go play his game. It was kind of funny. Like I kind of felt, I was about to feel bad, like, oh well, you know, like let's just do it tomorrow when I take my day off. Like I always take Sunday off. Yeah, but then he's just like, okay. Guess he was happy about that. This is side front and this is on the fold. Okay, which reminds me, I need to cut the fold of that bottom piece. But anyway, okay, so this is the front, and we're going to sew this side piece to it. I bought this skirt pattern. It's like a basic skirt, full skirt pattern, because I mean, it's super easy to make, but I really didn't feel like spending that time. I ended up just getting this pattern. Anyway, I'm gonna do that, and then I'll get back with you to see like the update of how it came out. I'm not done with the lining skirt yet. However, I did get the front lining panel, so I just kind of got a little curious that I'd share the moment with you. I mean, you can't tell because I'm literally in the way. Okay, let me pin it up. I do want it to like flare out, but I mean, gorge, right? Also, I kind of forgot I was gonna do an open slit, and I just realized that I closed in this entire seam over here. I cannot believe I forgot, but that's okay because we can just rip it open, which I didn't want to have to do, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. It's looking cheap. This material is as cheap as it can get, you know? I mean, I can literally see through this hole in here. I literally just make everything up, and I'm okay with that. I actually like knowing that I make everything up, because then maybe someone watches these videos and they're just like, oh my gosh, how do you do this? How to do that? And then they'll watch me and be like, oh, you just do whatever the heck you want to get whatever results you hope for. And if you can look for a tutorial that's helpful, do it. If someone gave you a method, like I've caught on to so many different methods because of videos, but I never like stopped myself just because I couldn't do it the right way, and I never gave myself that sort of stress. I just kind of did whatever. That's my philosophy, and that's what I live by. Okay, why am I still recording? We have a problem. I don't know how I let this happen, and I'm a little frustrated because it has wasted a lot of my time, and I literally have to finish this like tonight. Like there's no questions asked. I have to finish it. I am so determined. I planned an entire photo shoot wanting to use this. Yes, I have backups. Any dress she could wear, and we can have fun, and we can have a photo shoot, and I won't waste anyone's time necessarily. However, I don't want to waste my time because I wanted to get a dress ready for a photo shoot. So we're going to do it, and I'm this close, okay? And it is 11:38, and I literally am like about to get into doing this other skirt part. I've just realized, and I don't know how, I was just like, no, I guess that's correct. For some reason, I was reading the word side back, and I'm just thinking like, okay, yeah, side back or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's the zipper side that's folded. Lined up that last piece technically on a fold, but it's supposed to be cut, so I was like, it's fine. I see the you know, the folded part, you know, I'll just cut on that line, and that part is true, and that is fine. But that folded side was supposed to be cut down. It needed to be separate completely, and that's the side that needed to be sewn to the side back. And why did I think it was the zipper? I sewed, oh my gosh, I don't even know. Let me show you. This is the piece. I had to shorten it for the sake of the fabric, so I folded it in. However, this part on this side, I laid it on the fabric on the folded side because I needed as much fabric as I can. So I was like, I'll just cut down that folded line. But in my brain, I'm thinking this is the side that connects. Why? Because it just, to me, it's straight. So in my brain, it's the zipper. In my mind, I'm thinking it goes like this. But in reality, it goes like this, and that piece was supposed to be sewn to the side back. That's why I wrote on the pattern, side back. Side back. I don't know if that makes sense, but I screwed up. The way I recognized that it was a problem was I was looking at the back, and I was like, first of all, it's all wrinkly, so that was kind of annoying. And I was like, man, do I undo this? I was like, why is it so wrinkly? And when I went to go measure, I'm like, why are the side pieces like angled downwards and the back goes up? Why? I have no time for this. So I'm just gonna measure to know how long exactly. It's like 56 inches. So that's what I need to do for the skirt or the curtain part. So it's 43. Why are you struggling to focus? Hello? It's 43 in the front and 56 in the back. I'm trying to do the math to figure out my outer layer, because when you pull from the corner such as this, you get a very nice drape because it's like, you know, on the bias. I'm just like, you know, maybe I can figure out a way to like, you know, create those triangles, cut out, you know, that corner, and it would flow so beautifully. So I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to do the math for that. So I'm bringing it to my computer and I'm all ready to do that, and I come over here to measure the back, and that's when I realized the center back is a little bit off. And you know, it doesn't help that I decided to go live on a video on Instagram just because I was bored while sewing the skirt. That took forever. I was like, well, I already got a little bit of footage for the reel of me doing the skirt. I've got footage of me doing it on here. I was just like, I'll just go live. Maybe someone will pop in. I had a couple people pop in and say something, so it was whatever. But I am so frustrated because as much as I want to say it's not worth it and I'm just gonna just cut the skirt and make it all one length and just give up, it's just the way that it falls, or the way that this back piece falls is just not right. It's not supposed to be like that. We're gonna suck it up. No, we made a mistake. We're gonna fix it. Am I happy to do that? No. But do I know it'll be worth it? Maybe. I hope it better be, because like, seriously, sorry, I'm just never in the shot. So we're gonna take this off and we're gonna pretend like none of that happened. We're just gonna seam rip, which is not gonna be fun because this fabric sucks. Excuse you, ma'am. Can you not show off your butt? Okay, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, isn't it? I am very tempted though to like literally cut it down, which I can technically afford to do that because the skirt's a little bit too big, and so there's a little bit of extra, and I probably can afford to do that. It's super tempting. I really don't know how to feel right now. I feel like I'm just gonna ruin this fabric trying to seam rip. Wish me luck. I do the like rip and pull method. Just gotta rip some seams, pull at it. I feel like it's just gonna cut the fabric. Like, should I care at this point? Is it though? I don't know. I gotta stop recording. I have this fear that I screwed up everything and I should have just done a gathered skirt all the way around. Instead, I decided to cut triangles so that it could like flow really nicely, but like figuring out what size to make them, it was a little hard. I decided to just go for it. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. It's gonna have to be what it's gonna have to be. At this point, I need it to be wearable. I need it to be able to, like, you know, fake it till you make it. I literally feel like I screwed this up. If I did, I didn't mean to. If I didn't, that'll be great. We are looking at a very confusing skirt here. Very confusing. I mean, it'll be very, very gathered because that is a lot. And I wanted it to be gathered. So this is a disaster waiting to happen. But we found what we need to sew. If this comes out great and the right size, I'm honestly gonna be surprised because I have a little bit of anxiety that I screwed it up, but I'm trying to stay positive in case it turns out fine, because I'm going to be cutting the skirt's length once I hang it on the dress form. I also need to get a petticoat out of the closet. You know, worst comes to worst, it's a short dress. I'm just kidding. I had a roommate in college, one of my favorite. I mean, I loved all my roommates, but this roommate though, we got along in a way that there will never be someone like her. She was just the funniest roommate I've ever had. Her name is Sam. She may not ever see this video, and if she does, hi Sam, you'll know who she is. Me and Sam would like do some weird stuff and say some weird stuff together, but like it was so funny to us. We had this thing where we'd be like, just forget it, and we just yell, just forget it. But there was another one that we would do where like, it's fine, no it's fine, fine, yeah I'm fine. Anyway, so when I said that, I thought of her, and now I kind of miss all of our memories. What's crazy is that, like, you know, you can never get that time back, and it's hard for the brain, in my opinion. I don't know, I just can't. gonna be okay. So we have the outer skirt. It is actually, I should have done it a little bit more narrow, to be honest. Like the tops. That's okay. We wanted it to be gathered. Okay, 1 panel down, 3 more to go. I'm fine. I have to do the second gather. I forgot. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the beginning. Okay, why am I still recording? Stop. Attach the 2 layers together. Now I'm gonna put a petticoat. If I remember where I think I put it over here. We're gonna put what I just did on her. Oh, shoot. I'm get situated over here. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's hope. I was a little concerned about this part because it was like short, and it's technically too short here. If I bring in this piece up to the point right there, does that make sense? Like basically get rid of that seam that I created and kind of pin where I want it to be instead. I should probably do that now. And that's where we would attach to this seam right here. So we would just attach it right there, and then that little short spot will be gone. So there's hope. Everything else looks longer, which is good. There's hope, guys. With some steaming, it should be good. Oh my gosh, I kind of want to steam it now. My back hurts. I'm calling it quits. Really hoping, praying. So I just sewed the bodice to the skirt, and I am a little nervous about it, but I think that I can finish the rest tomorrow, at least enough for a photo shoot. I literally would just need the zipper and hem. We're gonna do the grand, semi-grand reveal. Not technically the grand reveal. Okay, I love this part because it's where you see all your hard work come together. Okay, here goes. Alright, what do we see? I do still have to take the gathering string out, but maybe not the worst. Maybe. Let's see. Stare into the sun. Moments. Maybe people will feel bad and they'll donate.
We can delete.
No, I delete that one. Burn, but I never learn. Try to make it last. Could it be different? Could it be different? Cause I'm not so young. Cause I'm not so young. So young. I will try. I know this heart has been broken so many times, and I will try until I found another heart that beats like mine. When it's all said and done, you say you wanna